Once you get to Code HS, you're going to click on your sandbox, and you're going to open the website you've been working on. All right, we're going to go ahead and open what it looks like. We're going to slide this over so we can see better. All right, we're also going to open the chart that we've been using to keep up with what we've added. All right, so since I cannot find it, I'm just going to go back to Schoology, and I'm going to take another picture of what I'm supposed to have. Okay. Web capture.
Password.
Okay, so now that we have everything, we have our criteria right here, I'm going to draw on it so that I can mark off what I have. Okay, I have the navigation bar, and I have it on every page, so it's the same. I have some tables. I have the 4 pages, and I can see that over here. There are 4 HTML pages. I have an unordered list. I have hyperlinks right here. I have H1 tags. Okay. I have the bold text right here. I have my basic document setup. I have a title tags. Right, we've got, as far as content, you'll have to have the content for each career. So I'm going to go look at my career one because that's what we worked on last. Okay. Common job titles. So we can mark that off. You know what? So one of the content requirements is to have your name and class at the bottom of the homepage. So I would actually put that in the footer. We added a footer, and so I would put that in the footer. So outside of the A tag, I would put a P tag, and then I would put my name, computer science. So I'm gonna put fall of 2021. So now whenever I look at that, this is what it's gonna look like. My name right down here, okay? So if I have put that on every single HTML page, I'm probably gonna have to copy it. Necessary for it. I think it only says for it to be on the home page. So that's been accomplished. All right, so let's look at what else we have. Top skills requested. That's right here. We already marked off common job titles, common workforce framework. We have future skills requested, so I'm going to mark that off. Knowledge, skills, and abilities. I'm going to mark this off. And that one took forever, and that's where we left off yesterday. So I'm going to create, let's see, we got to go to our source. And the one I was looking at yesterday was this one. And so we need, oh, I remember we did that. So where was that in our website? That's right here. Future skills requested. But that's also the 5-year projected growth. So whenever we're looking at our checklist, skills, 5-year projected growth. So we're gonna mark 5-year projected growth off, okay? Top certifications requested. We have that on there. Okay, so we still need requested education, your name, let's see, your name, the class, and you can put fall 2021. All right, so our framework tasks, that's gonna be this right here. So we put that, we already have that in there, so we're gonna mark that off of our list also. So that only leaves us for our first career with job openings, average salary, and requested education. Okay, job openings, average salary, and requested education. So we only have 3 categories left to put on our webpage. So I'm gonna go up to the top, and I'm gonna put this in between my H1 tag and my H6 tag of top certifications requested. Now, because our other section headings were H6 tags, I'm gonna make this an H6 tag also, and I'm gonna say average salary. Right? Okay, now, with the way that this looks, how should I present this information? Okay, so I think I'm gonna put this information in a table. I'm gonna start with the cybersecurity. No, I'll start with the highest, cybersecurity architect. And the reason that I'm gonna put it in a table and include other careers is because I can use CSS to make the salary for a cybersecurity specialist stand out. So 133 for an architect. And so maybe I'll just do 4 different careers, with the career that I'm talking about being the second. So cybersecurity specialist, 92,000. Next one I'm gonna mention is cybersecurity consultant. That said 91,000. And then incident and intrusion analyst. All right, so now whenever I refresh, I should have 4 careers. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna go mark this average salary off. I go back, look at requested total job openings. I'm gonna put that one next. And I'm also going to copy this table, as I can use the layout of this table underneath, and this is total job openings. I'm going to include these same careers, and I'm just going to put the amount of job openings. So the one we're looking at has 8909. Okay, now I need to find a cybersecurity architect. Yep. Oh, 6577. Okay, a cybersecurity consultant. I think what I'll probably have to do is click on that and see 21253. That's a lot. And then the last one that I'm gonna get the information for is an incident and intrusion analyst. And if I can't find it on here, I can just come up here. Incident and intrusion analyst, 9343. Now, if I were going to keep the same order from this first table, then I would want to cut this row. I would want to put them in numerical order with the greatest amount of jobs coming first. So you can use the shortcut Control X. In order to just cut what you already have and then paste it where you want it to go. So now I'm just going to get rid of these 2 rows. All right, so now they're in numeric order. And I am going to call, since I'm talking about this, I'm going to call this class equals here. I'm going to find a cybersecurity specialist. Class equals career. Now I'm going to go back to my list. I'm going to mark off the job openings. Requested education is all that's left as far as our content is concerned. And this is done in a percentage. So we can put this in a table. Shows the percentage of online job listings requiring either less than a bachelor's degree, or a graduate's degree. So since if we go back and look, we need an ordered list. So I think we'll just make this an ordered list instead. We're going to come over here, go underneath this table, H6 tag, requested education, and then right underneath that, we're going to make an order list tag, actually 3 li tags. I'm going to go ahead and copy that. So the largest number is bachelor's degree, and then graduate, and then a sub BA. So sub BA is going to be what comes before a bachelor's. So now I just need to add these numbers. I'm going to put a break in there. And I'm going to put 65. Put another break, 20, and then 14. Okay, so let's see what that looks like with the break. This is what the break looks like. So one issue is with this total job openings, so let's fix that. Oh yeah, we're just gonna make it a H6. No, it's the caption, we're still putting it as H6, which is what we did right here. So that way we have some consistency with our design. Save it and then refresh it. Okay, now this one is centered and this one is not, so we want to again have some consistency. So these others, if we're going to put one in a caption, we need to put them all in a caption. If we're going to leave one outside of a caption, we need to leave them all outside of a caption. Okay. This just has to do with consistency. So caption, if we can just center this, because this is not in a table. Centered. So we're just going to come back over here and undo what we added. So with this, we have average salary, total job openings, requested education. So that's going to be all of the content. Now, if we have it set up how we want it set up, then we can go ahead, and Ralston mentioned this earlier, we can go ahead and copy all of our code that's on here and we can paste it on the others. We just have to make sure that we update all of the information. That way you'll have your content, you'll have your code framework for each of the different careers done. So since technically all you would have to do is copy and paste and then fill in the differences, I'm going to go ahead and move to the CSS document. Okay, we have a class. I think we have an ID in there. We've got to work with the text color, background color, font size. We have to have an important tag, font family, and a font style. One thing that I'm gonna, when we first start off with our CSS document, to put the char set, I like to say it, and on our CSS document, everything that we put is gonna have to end with a semicolon. Now I'm going to look and see, we have to include some fonts, and I think I saw some fonts. Yeah. So font dash family, Roboto, Arial, Helvetica. Copy that. I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to experiment a little bit. The font family right there. I'm going to save this. Make sure that your style sheet is linked. And then we're going to refresh, see what happens. Not that great, but it's really going to just be based on preference. Now, if you want to use a different font, you can find Google Fonts. Fonts.google.com. You can import these. So let's see, I'll show you an example. If I wanted mine to be in a handwriting font, I can click on the font, select this style, and I can choose import. I'm going to link it. CSS page. I'm going to make this for my H6 headings. Well, the import has to come up at the top, so that doesn't really matter. The font family part is going to be what I put for the H6. So font family, festive, cursive. So let me save it, and then you'll be able to see what this looks like. So it's really hard to see, so that's not a great choice. But maybe it would be good for H1 tags since they're so big. So I'm going to change that to H1 and just see. So whenever you're working with the design, see, that's cute. It's really going to be based on some on preference and then some on good design skills. So this is an option for you whenever you're choosing like a font family for the purpose of changing the font family. Let's talk about background color. You can use a hex, let's see, background, HTML. You can use hex colors. And it also gives you the RGB, saturation, and the lightness. So I'm going to copy that color. I'm just going to put that there. Now if you save it and then refresh your web page, it should show you the color. Okay. So once you have a background color, you can check that off your list. I've got a font family in there. Font size. I'm going to change my font size for the H6. Make it, see what happens. Well, that, let's try again. Okay, so that made it a little bit easier to see. So I'm gonna keep that. And that will take care of my font size. So I think what I want to change for my text color is gonna be the links, so that after it has been clicked on, it will be a light gray. So first I need to find a light gray. So this is the color I'm going to use. And this probably was not covered. So if you go to w3schools.com and go to references, HTML, tag reference, and then go to type in a so it is under CSS instead of HTML, and I don't specifically want the hover. What I do want is visited. So A visited is going to be for our links. So A colon visited, and then I'm going to say color is that hex. I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to refresh, and that should make these a light gray. So that's going to take care of text color, but I can do more. Like my text doesn't have to be black. My headers can be a different color. Class and ID. So on our page, we made this career class. So what I'm gonna say is, whenever you're working with the CSS, the dot. So I'm gonna say dot career, And I'm gonna change the color from, change the font style and can search for a font style that you might want to use. Let's Okay. So you'll have normal, italic, or oblique for the style. This is normal, this is italic, this is oblique. So I might use oblique. Back to my page, I'm going to say oblique. So I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to refresh and see what happens. So anytime, I think I'm also going to change the color to make it stand out a little bit more. So cybersecurity specialist, since that's the career that we're talking about, it is now a different color and the text is oblique. So that's going to help it stand out, and that also takes care of my font style and my class. And now we just have to work on the ID. Okay, so I want to see where I use the ID not have used one. So what I'm going to do to change that is this class right here. I'm going to change that to ID. Right, but you could also easily change this class to an ID. So I'm going back to our document. Now, since that is an ID, we're going to say hash and we're going to change font. Oh, CSS has it to where you have shorthands for properties and things have to be put in a specific order. So if I'm going to say all of these things, but just want to put it in one line, this is the order that they would be in: font style, font variant, font weight, font size, line height, and font family. So I can say that one word, all dash caps, space, put a bold, want it to be bigger, so gonna call it like maybe a 24, and then I'm gonna use the same font be festive. Okay, let's see what happens. Right down here, this is what it looks like now. I definitely want that to be larger, the number. So I'm gonna change that. I'm looking at. And the line height. All right, so whenever you change the line height, so if I had 40 pixels by itself, it would make the font size and the line height 40 pixels. And so we don't want that, so we have to be specific. Might need a little bit more than that, so that way they're not crowded. Okay, so that's gonna take care of our class, nope, our ID and our class. So I can mark that off. And then we need to use, actually, I know it talked about important, but I'm just gonna let that be a freebie. We need to make something italicized. You can just choose something that makes sense and make it italicized. Tag. What else? Mark that off. Now we need images, and we need images as hyperlinks. We did the ordered list. Okay, so images, cybersecurity specialist. This is from Cisco. So I'm going to right click on the picture and I'm going to say copy image link. Come back over here, right underneath there, I'm going to say IMG SRC. Paste that. Cyber and a close. So now whenever I save, I come back over here and I refresh. This is what I'm getting. Now I want that to be smaller. So I'm also going to say tools. I'm going to put it on our CSS page. So I'm going to make a new line for image tags with 200 pixels. Okay. That's going to take care of this image, but I also need an image that is a link. So gonna get another picture. Gonna go back to this page. At the bottom, before the footer, I'm gonna add this, but I'm also gonna put it inside an A tag. So this is gonna look like this. A href equals, where is it gonna go? It's gonna go to the index page. Now, once I have that, I'm gonna put in the image tag, which is the img src equals quote. And there, I'm gonna put this picture. So now if I save it and I refresh, it'll be at the very bottom. See, because I made the image tag 200 pixels with the CSS, it automatically makes all of the images that I insert into my website a width of 200. So whenever I click on that picture, it's gonna take me back to my home page. That's going to satisfy all of the requirements. And so now I would want to change up how this looks, how it appears. And so you'll have to do a little bit of research in order to accomplish that. And one thing that you can look up to help you is HTML, and it is with HTML. That's with the CSS, not HTML. So we also want the W3 schools. I'm going to put that in the search bar also. And do a little bit of research.